Okay, welcome to,
Nothing but worry.
and this is Nothing But Worry, episode number 114. And we are recording this in the middle of the afternoon, which is what we don't normally do that. We normally do it at night. I'm Lance, and beside me is Bonnie. How you doing today, Bonnie?
Little less worried than usual.
Yes. Well, suffice to say that we're in a more financially secure position today than we were
2 days ago.
or 10 years ago.
I'll say one thing, and one thing only. Hopefully by the end of this week we'll have our house paid off.
Yep. Now you're jinxing it.
I know.
Someone out there's going to hear this and go, we'll fuck them over.
The thing is that having a mortgage, you have an escrow account. So I've already written out the check, but then they sent me the escrow statement. So I'm taking what should be the final payment on Monday, but then they have to figure out exactly what the escrow is, because this is the time of year when the insurance gets paid and the property taxes get paid. And they've already paid some things, and we had a credit balance, but then we had a debit balance, and it just... So hopefully by the end of next week, we will officially have our house paid for 8 years early.
Okay, so this week, or this weekend was Halloween, which means I'm starting to grow my beard again for the winter time.
Woohoo!
And it brought to mind that a year ago, at this exact same time, we were on vacation at Don Carter State Park.
Yep, we were. It was nice.
I brought my diary in here so I can read the entries from last year.
Oh, okay.
Let's see what it says here.
Curse that blessed woman.
Why did I bring that bitch along with me on this trip? Okay, let me find it. Here we go. All right. It looks like you can see I didn't bring the actual diary with me on the trip. I wrote something and then taped it in.
Oh, Lord, okay.
All right. It says here, Halloween 2024. Didn't sleep much this morning. Fair night at work. Nice trip up here to Don Carter State Park. This cottage we rented is much better than I expected. Everything going well. Only 2 hiccups so far. Bonnie forgot her good pillows. The pillows here are hard. And the kitchen smoke detector went off. Otherwise, great. November 1st, 2024, took a walk around by the edge of the water and up to the playground. Bonnie and I drove around the park, didn't go anywhere, just hung out here and read and talked and slept. Got 2 books read today, been doing some drawing, avoiding TV. So, all right. Now,
As I noted, it was the first time in like 22, 23 years that you and I had been somewhere alone together.
Mm-hmm.
And the last time we'd gone anywhere alone together, we called in to check on the kids, only to find out that your parents who were keeping the kids said that your mother's brother had died. So
really?
we ended up leaving in the middle of the
Oh,
night
yeah, a long time ago, yeah.
to go up there, to come back from there, and to get the kids. And because we knew your mother would be all up in arms about, oh, I got to get this done and this done and this done. As you know, they always went out for the full funeral thing back then.
Well, Peter was 3, said it was 24 years ago, and I was still drinking, and you and I stayed at we got a really good rate on a room at a Radisson Hotel.
It was like $79 for the night.
And they had a bar down in the ground floor, and you and I got shit-faced down there.
I had a Long Island iced tea. I think you had a whiskey.
I'm not sure. But whatever it was made me feel hot. It might have been brandy.
At one point, we had gone out to get some food.
Yeah.
And we had in the hotel room a strawberry cheesecake.
Well, see, we we drove across the street to a grocery store and got some groceries there,
But
and traffic had started. The rush hour had started,
It
so
was terrible. We couldn't leave.
we couldn't leave. We had just left the car over there and just walked back across the street with the buggy.
And then got the car later, you know.
I remember there's a black woman with, I think, a shaved head was the bartender, and we were so drunk we were talking to her and sort of just conversing.
Oh, God.
But one reason I brought up the year ago thing is how fast a year goes by now that you're our
We're
age.
getting
One gets
older.
to be our age.
Yeah.
I went yesterday. Today's. Yeah, it was. I don't. Was it yesterday? I went to the library.
Yeah. It was.
Okay. So I had to get my library card renewed at the University Library. So I went down there, and the same, I'll say older, British lady that renewed my card as last time renewed it this time. And she sort of flirted with me last year.
Uh-huh.
A little bit, you know. And I said, "You're the same person who did my renewal last year." And she said, "Yeah, I was looking at your paperwork and I remember you." And I thought, "You remember me from a 5-minute interaction a year ago.
So
I must be
you-
one good-looking man."
You have just been bouncing around the house happy off this ego boost for the last 24 hours. You can't get enough of it. Look, babe, I still got it.
She was really tall. She was.
We can stop talking about her now, you know.
Okay. Older British woman took me away from my wife. Okay. We don't have any topics this week, so I don't know what to talk about. I don't want to get into the details, but
We just feel better.
I feel a great weight is off me, and
Yeah.
I just feel like, and plus, I called in sick Thursday night because I've had a belly full of the horse shit at work, and my right wrist is screwed up, and I can't seem to get it to. So I figured, I don't want to talk about it. Just
You've not been in a good mental state lately.
well, they come in and make all these promises. Things are going to be so much better. And then I was like, yeah, we'll see. And of course, nothing's happened.
Yeah, it's really funny. We were talking about how do we celebrate, and neither one of us can let ourselves spend any money with the house being paid off.
There's
can't.
there's no reason to.
We can't change anything. We've been living so miserly for so long.
Frugally.
You miser, me frugal.
I see no reason. Even if we won the lottery, I wouldn't become profligate.
Yeah, we went to the Dollar Tree the other day, and I'm over there. I'm counting the items in the basket so I can know how much I've got. And I looked up and I realized, you realize that if we won the $1 billion lottery, that we would still shop at Dollar Tree.
Yeah, I see no reason to. I don't understand people who buy yachts and designer shoes and
Or have to get a
$50,000
big
watches.
house. How many houses did your parents own? And it wasn't until the last one, after your parents got divorced, that they finally paid off a house. And that was it.
I had no idea that she was so close to having the house paid off, because the way she talked to me years ago,
They had to take out
she
a
was
life insurance policy to get it paid off. Yeah.
well, anyway,
But yeah, they were never satisfied with whatever house they were in. They were always going for something more. And you and I realized the other month, we don't want to move because we don't have to move all this shit.
yeah, if we came into like lottery money, I would want to move to Europe, but
We'd hire
I
somebody to move us.
I wouldn't. I couldn't take all this stuff, and I'm not going to give up my stuff.
Yeah.
Book collection, music collection,
Art collection.
art collection, clothes. I have a studio here in the house.
Yeah.
You know, so
It's just
I don't know. All this stuff. I would just have the place locked up tight, and then just move with the bare essentials somewhere else.
yeah, maybe. I've always thought, you and I talk about moving to Europe if we were ever billionaire lottery winners. But I have to wonder where we'd actually end up settling. Because they seem to be as politically up in the air as we are.
It's not as bad. They're committed to a social safety net, at least on the mainland they are, on the continent.
I must admit, though, I want to live among ancient ruins. I want to live where they're like stone circles and aqueducts and old roadways.
Gore Vidal lived in Italy, and he just loved it there. And there's something appealing to some people about living in that environment where it's just a little more secular and tolerant of people.
The other thing that is interesting is if we were ever forced to move here, I'd probably want to go more rural. But if we ever moved to Europe, I'd want to live in the city, I think. Because you can just walk everywhere. You can go down the street and have your morning, caffeine and pastry and
Even here, I want to
shopping
live.
daily.
Even here, I want to live in a big city. You remember we saw
I really
that?
like that so much.
Oh, you remember that that short film we saw on George Booth years ago?
Yeah.
He lived in this townhouse in New York City,
in New York City.
and it just looked idyllic to me.
And his neighbors knew him. You remember that?
Well, it's like step outside, and it's a street, and it's vibrant and full of life,
Yeah. And it was still tree lined, and there were neighbors of all different ages.
Do you remember he had like a little art fair out on the sidewalk in front of his
Yes.
house one day? Invited the local children to come by and paint.
But he would also go and meet up once a month with the other old New Yorker cartoonist
Yeah.
at some deli or restaurant or something. And they would all chat about this, that, and the other. And then some of the young cartoonists would move in and out of this little luncheon they would
I'll
do.
have to watch that again. I thought that was just.
Yeah. He finally died, didn't he?
Yeah, he died not long after we watched that.
Yeah.
Um,
I still laugh just thinking about his silly dog that he drew all the time. That one.
I want to see a little film like that about Charles Saxon. I want to know more about his life. Apparently his wife supplied the ideas or the captions for his cartoons, which I thought was interesting.
I've tried to do that with you over the years. I've wanted you to do one-panel cartoons, one-offs instead of these 64-page continuing cartoons.
I think what would be great is if well, no, we did try this at one time. I just draw a drawing and you give the caption, and your captions are not in line with my vision.
Yeah, I'm more New Yorker. You're more,
No, you're more,
Monster Mash.
let's see what else is going on. I didn't.
Daughter's coming over today
Yeah.
just for a brief visit and to pick up some paperwork and.
Well, my mother's house next door is finally sold, and the people are moving in, and I realized that I had left down there this horrible, horrible painting I did back when I was first getting started painting. And I had forgotten all about it. I didn't even know it was down there. And it's a painting of two teddy bears having a pillow fight on a bed. And it's a homemade canvas, and it's
beautiful.
just horrible. And I meant to get it so nobody would be subjected to it. and I'm hoping that they burn it. And or if they donate it to Goodwill, I will be forever ashamed.
I remember when they moved and they were prepping for an estate sale, walking around the house and realizing just how little there was that I wanted from the house. But we got a few things that we needed. I got a new set of glassware that's fabulous. I got a new set of barware that's fabulous.
You got some cake pans and some muffin pans.
Yeah. But when we went down there this past time, after the estate sale woman had not cleaned the house to prepare it for sale, which I found appalling. And
We got those rugs. We got these two great big rugs from down there.
and they were too big.
And they
for
were
our
too big
house.
for the house, so we rolled them back up and we
Well,
gave them
technically-
back to the estate sale woman.
And she just left them out in the garage to rot.
But they didn't she didn't sell them.
These were like,
But at the same time, our daughter didn't get all the full set of dishes down there, and she would, the deal's a deal. It's past the deadline. Well, I can't give you anything. But
Yeah.
I gave you the rugs back.
yeah. The rugs actually would have fit, but once we looked at how large they were, we realized that we would have to move furniture, the china cabinets, the bookcases, the fireplace, and the sofa, and we realized we didn't want to do that.
I know. I don't want to go through all that mess. I'm getting too old to move heavy furniture anymore.
Yeah, it's terrible.
I can't believe all the stuff I've muscled up in here over the years. Those bookcases that we bought at that bookstore going out of
Yeah.
business. I brought that refrigerator. We had just bought a brand new refrigerator before we decided we had to move out of the old place. So I had to schlep that refrigerator over here with a pair of hand trucks across the bumpy backyard and up to the back door.
And the majority of it was leaning on your back.
Yeah.
God.
And that's another thing. Halloween was when we moved in here. So we've been in this house for 22 years now.
Yeah. And we're paying it off at basically the same time. And it's really funny for the neighbors next door to move in at Halloween. It was something kind of warm and cozy, thinking about our first days in this house. Because we moved from a place that had air conditioner window units.
Which leaked, and the water came on the floor and was rotting a hole in the floor.
It was horrible. The place was terrible. The thing that prompted us to leave the place was, it was from the 1974, 1973, and it had this black plumbing for the water system. And we kept having leaks. And the final time the plumber said, look, the entire system needs to be replaced. It's going to be $5,000. And we looked at each other and said, that's it. That's the final straw. We're leaving this place. $5,000 can be better spent going towards a down payment. So we ended up getting this house 22 years ago. And I've not regretted it.
No, it's worked out great.
It's got 5 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. I do wish we had an extra half bath or an extra bathroom.
I
And a
wish.
few extra doors here and there, like separating the laundry room. The laundry room is actually, it has an open space off of the library, and it should really have a door. I actually thought I had ordered a door for it. And we should have gotten covered porches. But honestly, it's been perfect for us in so many ways. We've made it home.
Yeah. I wish we could take everything out and repaint all the walls again and then put everything back, but nothing's going to get moved.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the break front cabinets we have here in the living room, and the bottom they're traditionally china break fronts, and we have our books in there, and they are enormous. They take up, 10 feet of width or 12 feet of width?
It's about 10.
And they're 6+ plus feet high. And now they've got thousands of books of them. There's no way those are ever getting moved. Ever.
When I look at all those books over there, I can remember where we got a lot of them.
Most of them, yeah.
And that represents 40 years of collecting books.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. And they're nice because the top half have these glass doors on them. So I can keep some of the nice books on display. But in front of them, there's also space. I have a pottery collection. I have a couple of oddball things in there.
What did you do with those pressboard shelves that were there before?
We parted them out, and we gave Reed one of them. You're able to part them out. You break them down into component parts, and then we use the shelves for your studio in part, and then for Peter's den in part.
Okay. Well, oh God, I can't.
Yeah.
I did not sleep well this morning, and I got up,
Sorry.
had shit to do, so I had a cup of tea with some coffee powder mixed in it, and I thought it was gonna ruin my afternoon sleep, but now I'm getting drag ass. Not that that equates to sleepy, but I'm going to wait a little bit, and I'm going to have something to eat. I don't know what else I'm going to do. Trying to stay awake until our daughter gets over here. I can't believe our kids are grown. It's horrible.
The worst part is she makes more money than you were making when we bought this house, almost. She's making about the same thing you were making when we bought this house.
Really?
Yeah, she's within $2,000 to $3,000 of that, and she can't afford a house of her own, even though we were able to afford a place.
Well, we had 2 acres of land
Yeah.
on which to put something. She hasn't,
And when we got that additional land from your mother after she died, but come January, our daughter will be offered a renewal on her lease. She's scared to death that they're going to jack up the prices so much. She's not going to be able to afford the place anymore. She's already spending 43% of her take-home pay just on her rent. And all that includes is pest, water, and trash. So she's got to pay $100 plus for electric and $100 roughly for internet.
Does she vote this weekend?
I don't know. She just has switched over her license and stuff. So I'm not sure if she got registered yet over there. I know she did not vote here because she's no longer a legal resident here. But I've been pushing her to get signed up to vote in her county. Anyway.
Yeah, it just struck me that she's a resident of
The neighboring county.
of Athens now.
Yeah.
I wish I lived in Athens briefly. Long time ago. Oh me. That was a wild
You
year.
lived out in Oconee for a while too.
Well, close to it. I don't know if it was actually over in.
The bridge is the crossing line. The
So I
county
did
line.
live in-
So you
I
did
did-
live in Oconee.
Yeah. That was
A
that was
nightmare of a place.
decadence. Oh God.
A party every day.
It was. It was just
Your neighbors.
booze and drugs and
Yeah.
horrible, just absolute fucking
Are they the ones that
poverty.
stole something from you once?
They stole. The woman worked at Macy's, and my roommate and I were out there, and we saw her and talked to her. And she said, "If you guys will sign up for a credit card, then I get through under my auspices, then I get like a bonus or whatever for every." So I just did it. And then not long after that moved out, well, the credit card showed up to the place. We were neighbors in a duplex. The credit card showed up to the place after I had moved back in with my parents. So my old roommate and the neighbors, they went on the shopping spree with my credit card. Now, okay, months later, I get contacted by Macy's. When are you going to pay this fucking bill? And I knew nothing about it. So I had to go down to the store and sign my name 10 times with my right and 10 times with my left and fill out a form.
Yep.
And apparently she got arrested and fired and all this crap. Her husband called me up threatening me. And I started carrying a butcher knife around in my car because I didn't have anything else.
Didn't we see her a couple years ago?
I saw her.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
But she didn't know who you were.
No, she did.
She did?
Yeah.
Jesus.
And,
something similar happened to me. I had a 3-bedroom place with a couple of girls. And at the end of our lease, we each went our different ways with college and stuff. And somebody had taken an application in my name from the apartment complex mailroom and sent it in. And I get a call months later, when are you going to pay the bill? I'm like, I have no idea what the hell you're talking about. I don't have this. I haven't lived at this address for X period of time. Somebody had gone and bought like $900 or $1,000 worth of stereo equipment in my name. So I had to go fill out a police report and stuff. It was a pain in the ass.
well, I'll tell you the story. I'll tell you everybody a story about my mother. Before my mother got married to my dad, she moved to Atlanta and lived in a boarding house with other women, young girls. And I think that was when she was going to modeling school, and at the same time, I think she was working as a telephone operator at whatever it was called back then, AT&T or Southern Bell. Anyway, one of the girls in the house was stealing money, and they all suspected who it was. So they laid a trap for her. They decided what we'll do is one of us will make an announcement, sort of like, casually to the room at large. I've received a bunch of money, and I'm going to go lay it on my dresser in my room. And so my mother was the one they selected to hide under the bed and watch and see if this girl came in the room and stole the money. So my mother's hiding under the bed, and she's like waiting and waiting and waiting. She said she's just about to get out of the bed and get out from under the bed and leave because she was tired of waiting when the girl came in the room and she saw her take the money. So she told everybody else, she did it, she took the money. So they all confronted her. And she said the girl started crying and saying what a hard life she had and all this shit. So they kind of didn't do anything about it.
I hope they booted her
And
ass
she said she moved out not long after that.
Yeah.
That would have been probably 1965. Yeah, probably 64, 65. How strange to think of my parents, my mother, in that time period,
I know.
Oh, Lord.
How old was your mother when she had you?
Well, she was born in 43, so she would have been 26.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hmm.
She said she remembered watching the moon landing, being pregnant with me.
Apparently, the story is that my dad put me in a high chair and turned me around so I could watch the moon landing with them.
Oh, you would have only been 1 year old.
Yeah.
Almost 2, but not, yeah, 1. Yeah.
Yeah. We probably would have been living in El Paso at that point.
Isn't that crazy? The moon landing. Just today we were watching this. There's a YouTube channel called Astrum, and it's pretty good. It's not great, but it has a lot of nice interstellar pictures and information. But anyway, it was about the planet Neptune, and it talked a lot about the Voyager spacecraft. And once again, similar to the moon landing, I'm struck at how the Voyager spacecraft 1 and 2 are just one of the great achievements of humanity of all time.
Yeah.
And about a year ago, they announced we just received another signal from Voyager after almost 40 years out there. And the fact that this thing is still doing its damn job after all this time. And I went, oh, poor little thing. And Bonnie goes, poor little thing. You're sentimental for this probe they sent out. Yeah, it's still doing its job. It's like in the movie WALL-E. All the other cleanup robots malfunctioned and fell apart, but Wally's still doing his job after all these years.
Remember the spork scene?
Yeah.
It was so cute. I loved that movie. We own it at somewhere back there. It's just precious.
Yeah.
I think that's why somebody I know named his daughter Eva.
Oh, really? You know, Fred Willard's in that. He's the only human being in the movie. Real life. What is that racket?
Is it a tractor?
Let me go see what. Let me go see what this is.
It could be the new neighbors.
It could be somebody going down the road.
Could be.
It's a tractor over in that field next door.
The new neighbors?
I don't think so.
Or the one over?
Or it could be a tractor going down the road. It's getting louder. No, yeah, it is the new neighbors. Yeah, it's a truck pulling out of the driveway. Oh, he's pulling a trailer, like the kind of trailer you use to
transport autos.
No, like lawnmowers and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, there he goes. It must be a.
Yeah, there's been a lot of racket over there this past week. Because they've been having to slowly go down that narrow driveway and then try to back in so that they can best unload into the garage area. Well, it's a nice house they got. They're very fortunate. Apparently, they approached your sister about 2 years ago, or it's been over a year ago, I know, and said, we are interested in this house. They had seen the pictures from when the house was for sale, when they got divorced like 14 years ago. They briefly had it for sale. And this local vet just fixated on it, and she decided she wanted it.
Local vet?
Yeah, she works over at the vet hospital where Reed's cat is taken care of. The one near Publix. And her husband's a mechanic. He has his own shop. Or
something. When you say local, I assume you mean in this county.
County. No, over and out.
What Publix?
The Publix near Reed. She takes her cat over there near the mini Walmart.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I've only been in that Publix maybe once or twice.
Oh, we've been in there a couple.
We went in there when it first opened. I think that was the first Publix in town. First time I'd ever been in the Publix.
I don't know. I'm not sure. Yeah, we went to Publix the other weekend. I got a hankering for a particular type of salsa they no longer carry at Kroger. So we went there, a couple things of salsa. We got the big deli bread that has no dairy in it, thank God.
You know, a long time ago, I think they used to sell this potato salad in the deli that had slivers of onion in it.
You really like the red potato salad from there.
Yeah.
And I started adapting that my potato salad for that.
Damn, I could eat some of that right now. Oh, yeah.
Every time I make you red potato salad, I base it on that recipe. They list all the ingredients, and I've been able to take several of the things that they make over in their deli section and just adjust the seasonings and figure out what happened, like that green edamame pea salad with cranberries. That was my favorite. Your favorite's the red potato. What else you got on your list, Mr. Ash? Anything?
Nothing. I don't know. I'm just gonna, after we finish this, I'm gonna eat something, watch something, and go back to bed. Hopefully. No, I gotta still wait till Ree gets here. That's another hour.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. You said she's gonna be here at 4, right? Okay. Yeah. I am making a list of indulgences from this little bit of money we've gotten, and I'm limiting myself to getting some new paint and a CD, and that's my big indulgence. I just can't see. I don't want anything, you know.
We did make a certain gift. We decided that we would pay off our kids' student loans. So
Yeah.
that was a big thing for us. That we wanted our children to have we had been paying Reed's student loan all along because she lived away from home. So we have paid that off. It's no longer in her name. And we paid off our son's student loan account. Years ago, my grandfather died. And, no, I'm sorry, it was my grandmother who died. My grandfather died, and then a couple of years later, she died. My grandmother died. And after everything was settled, there was just a small amount of money. And everybody had the land divvied up. They had 200 acres, they divvied up. Most people sold off the land to the solar farm down there. And there was a small amount of cash that was divvied up. And my dad and Stephanie, his wife, said, "We don't need this money." And they gifted us the money. And it changed so much for us. It was just a small amount. But we had kids, at least one kid in diapers at that point. And we took that money and we changed the way that we shopped. We were finally, for the first time ever, able to buy things in bulk, which saved us money. And we've been buying in bulk ever since then.
I was just remembering that picture of your grandmother holding Peter when he's a little bitty thing.
Tiny. Oh, she loved those babies. And Peter, he adored her. He just, she's one of those baby whisperers and a cat whisperer too. She's famous. She sees a cat, she talks to it, and cats who don't talk back to my grandmother. Okay, my dad had a couple of cats over the years that were notoriously quiet cats. They rarely meowed, except when Granny came to visit, and she would meow at the cat, and the cat would meow, and they would have a conversation.
I'll tell you another one of my favorite pictures is Bree could walk at this point, but I don't think she could really talk yet. And it's down in the driveway at my parents' house next door, and
she's got the flower.
And my mother is squatting down and giving her a hug, and she's giving my mother a hug. That's a sweet picture. Reed had such curly hair when she was little.
Yeah, well, she's still got a lot of curl to her hair now. And it's halfway down her back, and she's still got curl in it.
I can't believe Peter was blonde when he was little. Isn't that weird?
And now he's got shoulder-length hair. It's like mine, you know. It's full, and it's just luscious. I've had nurses and people at nurses at the hospital, and then people randomly go, "I love your hair." And lately it's, "My God, what great gray hair you have." And I'm like, I love my gray hair. I love it.
You know, and come to think of it, when I was really little, there was a reddish tinge to my hair. Really? And my mother was terrified that she was going to have a red-haired kid because she had red-haired family members.
Oh,
Oh,
redheaded
Lord.
stepchild. For a very brief period, we had a redheaded stepbrother. And red, red, red. His skin was pink. He had red freckles and red hair. And then he came to the family for my stepfather. And my stepfather gave him up for adoption to his ex-wife and her new husband. I thought that was a horrible thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, let's see. I don't know how much more we have to talk about. We've been talking for 40 minutes. So we're close to our limit anyway. I can't think of anything else to talk about.
It's been a good week. For us, not so good for the rest of the country, and I don't really want to discuss it.
No. It hasn't been great at work because
You've been short.
I'm about to turn 56 and I'm just tired of this. I'm getting too old for this. My bones are already brittle as is. And but you know, a good mental attitude goes a long way, and I feel better for many different reasons mentally.
It was nice to be able to take care of our kids and to have the land given to us. So that's a very positive thing.
All right. So, is there anything else to talk about?
I don't want to delve into politics.
I don't either. Good. All right. So, I guess that's about it. Okay. Bye.
Bye.